Adoito, dayo. Now, Wakenya wale ambao muamini ama muelewi nini kinaendelea hapa. Huyu Gavana anaitwa Igungu Kang'Ata wa Murang'a sahi. Huyu jamaa alisimama kama lawyer akasaidia Wakenya wapate nini? Wapate justice after plane crash ya Ethiopia. Mse kisirisiri akaongeza hapo wase wenye walikuwa wanawaka na yeye kama victims ndio wapate mado. Wakapata hizo mado. Families hawajawahi faidika na huku nje sasa amekuwa treated, yeye sasa ni governor after kuibia watu wamekufiwa. You can imagine watu wamekufiwa, huyu jamaa na claim ni lawyer, ana step forward, wanapata mado, anaweka victims wa uongo, endelee kupata pesa. Huyu ndio anaitwa Igungu Kang'Ata, governor wa Murang'a, mjue hivyo. Ndio hii evidence.
The American lawyers placed an advertisement in the newspapers in May 2019, seeking to partner with Kenyan advocates to push for compensation of Kenyan victims. Then Murang'a Senator, now Governor Francis Igungu Kang'Ata, was among Kenyan lawyers who stepped forward to represent the families who had lost their relatives in the crash.
Victims do not know how to obtain justice. In fact, what these lawyers are doing today, ideally, is the work of the government to explain people that they can get a redress against Boeing.
But now the governor is on the spot over his role in the compensation case. Two of his former staff members at the Senate between 2017 and 2022, Davis Mburu Karanja and Peter Njuguna Muthubi, together with two other associates, Jen Wairimu Kamau and John Kunyiha, have come up with what they term as a big scandal implicating the governor. They say they cannot understand why the then senator included their names in a petition of persons purporting to be families of those who perished in the crash, yet they did not lose anyone in the accident. The petition, which was received by Senate, was requesting the House to press the Kenyan government to expedite the issuance of death certificates so that the next of kin could pursue the compensation. In the petition, the 8 were listed as having lost their relatives, while in reality, they had neither lost anyone nor were they aware that their names were being used as next of kin.
We were working
Davis Mburu Karanja had been employed as Senator's coordinator for Maragua constituency, while Peter Njuguna Muthubi was coordinator for Kandara. Davis Mburu, who has since fallen out with the governor, asked for his face not to be shown, says he learned about the petition by accident.
When we were looking at my name on the internet, we found that my name was appearing in the list of the victims or the families that had lost family members in the Ethiopian air crash.
Davis Karanja says he quickly alerted his former Senate staff colleagues as soon as he came across the shocking discovery. Was he part of the scheme and only came out after they fell out with the governor? Or how did he suddenly discover his name? We asked.
Well, what we did, it was one night. So when we heard that the Ethiopian airline has been paid, we decided to learn more about the story. So one night, I was sitting down with my laptop. I wrote my name, Davis Mburu Karanja. Then I immediately wrote my number, my phone number, or the ID, one of the two. I saw the names appearing and a certain list which is there. So there's a certain link. So I found myself, there's a petition about the Ethiopian air crash where I am appearing, together with the other staffs who we worked with in the Senate. Mm-hmm. Yes.
As what?
We were working as staffs of Igungu Kang'Ata.
You appeared as what on the list?
On the list that I'm a victim in a way that have been affected by the deaths of the people who died in the crash.
The petition that was submitted to the Senate on the 19th June 2019, purportedly by 8 relatives of the Ethiopian airline crash victims. The alleged 8 were all staff members under the then Murang'a Senator Kang'Ata. The two joined forces with Jen Wairimu Kamau and John Kunyiha and wrote this letter to the Senate on 8th November 2024, and the letter was stamped received 3 days later on 11th November 2024. Subject of the letter was, and I quote, inquiring regarding petition dated 19th June titled Petition to the Senate concerning lack of support for issuance of death certificates and facilitation of counseling by Ministry of Foreign Affairs to families of the victims of the Ethiopian air crash. End of quote. The governor had initially gone silent, but later agreed to a meeting for an interview.
In fact, by the week, I'm telling you.
When we arrived at the venue at his private office in Nairobi, he changed tune and declined to speak on camera. The gravity of the matter and the public interest notwithstanding.
Remember that person lives in.
And these critical factors informed our choice to employ our plan B.
These people, as a matter of fact, they were people working for them. That's a fact. And all of them.
Is the governor going to grant an interview or not?
Okay, I think I will not. And the reason is there is every likelihood that this matter will escalate. You have to prove. You know the proof. The onus is on you.
Oh.
The onus is on you. These people, as a matter of fact, they were people working for them. That's a fact.
Petition to the Senate concerning lack of support, issuance of death certificates and facilitation of counseling, specifically to these 8 whom you've admitted were your staff. So they were directly affected because the petition said they need 2 things: to be issued with the death certificates and psychosocial support.
I'm saying, if you interpret strictly and narrowly, you are right.
Okay.
You are right. But if you interpret it broadly, it's neither here nor there.
Okay.
So that's the argument.
Okay.
Secondly, arguing that the people who died were not related genuinely with these people is also erroneous, because I'll show you a file for some people who are from Murang'a, who have some relationship with some of the people in this petition.
Okay.
Because Murang'a lost some people, and some of them later became my clients. But even if you are to do a story claiming that the petition is not fighting this petition,
yes,
probably there would be something there that would be. But what concerns me more is the allegation that I got the money on their behalf, which is completely false.
I think we're on the same page on that. Why don't we then just have it on record as we said, just a clarification?
I do things in a civil manner. My fights are civil. They are not Kawira Mwangaza. The worst I can do is to maneuver in court. Because you are that's the only skill.
But you've done that already. You've done that.
You see, in fact, by the way, me the worst I can do to anyone is fighting in court. In fact, I have told Lempa, because I know Lempa is the one who pushed this. You know, he defamed me, and I kept quiet. If the story goes, Lempa, what else can I do? I'm told Lempa Ajali. Ukisukuma hivyo unanisukuma sawa. Na wewe defamation.
That we are there. So it is true.
That person allegiance of that person is more to us than to you.
That's true.
In fact, when you hear the story, another thing you have to consider is that all those people will appear on TV. They will do a affidavit to recant. It is possible.
Yep.
You know, there are Murang'a people.
Yes.
They will say, hey, okay, I didn't know. Hey, this is not what I said. In fact, I was speaking in English or what. They will all say, this was a fake.
That is okay.
Yeah.
That is okay.
In your
These
mind, he
things
goes to say
happen.
you're in a room. So I just said, okay, when you talk about TV, sign here. Yeah. That must weigh in your mind.
We are aware of all this. It is
Because
possible. We are even yes.
Because
Even
the question we asked about the language.
yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If you were was there an interpreter? Yeah? Who was there actually listening to that? Then unasema hii watu.
Lakini sasa
Imagine kesi ya 2021. Imagine mimi nafunguliwa mashtaka ya hii ni Ruto. No, wakati ongea kaeka.
lakini sasa
ni Ruto.
lakini enyewe governor on a serious note, so you just give us an interview.
No, nataka tuende continue. Mimi amtaki tuende continue.
So you want to disown your staff?
Tukutane continue. Continue pop. That's my tactic. Every morning.
Okay. Sawa. If there will be no room where you've been defamed.
Hawa wote mtaweka kwa TV.
Yes.
Affidavit to follow.
Haina shida. All the 8 persons listed on the petition were employees of the immediate former Murang'a senator and now Governor Irungu Kang'ata. 4 of them are currently serving as public officers in Kang'ata Murang'a County Administration. Noah Gashushia Gashanja is County Executive Committee Member for Youth Affairs, Culture and Social Services. Eliud Maina Wanja was in 2023 appointed as the Chief Officer for Infrastructure